everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cryptocurrent. Your host here, Richard Carthon. And today I have a special guest all the way out in South Korea working on a really cool game/metaverse play that has a lot of really unique characteristics to it that I'm excited to unpack with. We have Paul with Synesis One. How are you doing today?
Hello, Richard. Thank you for having us. It's Paul Lee, co-founder of Synesis One here. Thank you for having us.
Of course. Well, want to learn a little bit more about you before we dive into Synesis One. Can you give us a little background on yourself?
Sure. So my background, I'm a serial entrepreneur, a clinician, an MD, and a scientist. So an Oxford graduate, Catholic University of Korea here with my MD, and Seoul National University for my master's as well. Been involved in the blockchain space since 2013. Got seriously involved in 2017 and have been working on it ever since.
Oh my gosh. So first of all, incredible background. So more on the scientific side of things, known about crypto since 13, got serious in 17. What made you, well, first, how'd you first hear about it? And then what made you get more serious about it come 2017?
Sure. So my co-founder and I, we were lucky enough to get involved with this conference called Singularity University. And that's where we heard about blockchain, heard about the future of artificial intelligence and how these two must merge in order for the decentralization of artificial general intelligence to happen. So we were intrigued about it. We worked with IBM Watson, the AI company, and we realized very, very quickly that we need a decentralized service that's going to bring the community together from all around the world. And in 2017, as you know, blockchain really hit it big, and the Bitcoin prices went, ridiculously up, as well as Ethereum and all the other altcoins. So we were really excited about the opportunity, and decided that we need to do something in the AI and the blockchain space and bring the two together.
It's interesting. So you look at AI, you look at everything that's going on in the blockchain space, and you've been building for almost 4 years. And what I think a lot of people kind of don't realize is, hey, we are still in the startup space. It takes time to build out product. It takes time to have something that is ready to bring to market and that's ready to use. And what I think is unique about this is, I think from a timing standpoint, it's a really great time to be launching the type of thing that you have going. So can you just explain, what is Synesis One for the brand new person that's trying to explore and learn more about it?
Sure, absolutely. So Synesis One gamifies the collection of AI training data sets in a play-to-earn model. So that's a mouthful, but basically what it means is anyone can stake our NFTs, play our games, and get paid to create data sets to train AI. Now, this is the key. So we have an AI, Mind AI, which is a natural language reasoning engine. Now, this needs crowdsourced knowledge, okay? And what we're trying to do is allow the community of Synesis One to collect and train these data sets using GameFi so that they're basically playing games and they're earning a lot of money whilst doing that. So the game has to be engaging, it has to be fun, but it also needs to have very high earning potential. And that's exactly where our NFTs come in.
Interesting. Okay. So for the person that's coming in and creating these data sets and basically play to earn model, so you're able to literally earn money for playing your games, creating these data sets, do you have to be technical in order for this to
absolutely
happen?
Not.
Or
no,
okay.
Absolutely not. It's basically, any Joe blogs can come in, log on, have and own one of our NFTs. Now, the beauty about our NFTs is that it has utility. So it generates yield just by holding on to it. So, Of course, the NFT will appreciate in value, but also because the NFTs are keywords that AI companies around the world are going to be using, every time that keyword is being used, you're earning yield. So It's a beautiful model where it's not just a beautiful art piece, right? But it's something that is generating income, even whilst you're sleeping.
Okay, so I want to break this down because it sounds really cool. And I want to make sure for both your non-technical people and for people who are in this space, right? So you come in and you purchase one of the NFTs that now holds utility. Now for owning this NFT, is just owning it alone going to be having utility to where it's able to create money in your sleep? Or is it that by having the NFT, you can now bring it into the metaverse, play a game, and then that's where it's earning yield? Can you kind of just break that down a little bit more?
Oh, you bang on. So it's both, right? By just holding on to this NFT, you're generating yield whilst you're sleeping. But also, you can make more by playing the play to earn games in our metaverse, in our GameFi, so that you can, contribute to the data sets and also make more from playing those games. Now, we're working with the best game studios in Korea, in Europe, as well as America, right? We know the game space very, very well because my co-founder, Joshua Hong, he was the one who brought, free-to-play concept into North America, right? So we know the game space very, very well. And now free-to-play has gone into the play-to-earn space. And we're going to lead that space as well. So we're going to be releasing our games one after another. We've got the whole roadmap laid out. We want to be the Netflix of GameFi.
Well, that is definitely a way for people to understand that really quickly. So you have this platform, you own these NFTs. So first question then becomes are you able to play to earn if you do not own an NFT? And how many NFTs are there? And can you kind of talk to me about those metrics?
Perfect. Yes. So think of NFTs as a membership, right? So you need to own these NFTs in order to play our games because that will maximize your earning potential. We have 10,000 NFTs that we're going to be releasing this month. So please go to canon.exchange because the minting process, the whitelisting is already available. But we're going to be releasing these NFTs 10,000 at a time in multiple languages. Remember, these are keywords such as love, compassion, shit, all these keywords that are going to be used in the English language, but in also other languages such as Arabic, Chinese, Spanish, all sorts of languages. So we're going to be releasing 10,000 keywords, NFTs at a time. And our first one, the Aquarius collection, is going to be released very, very soon.
That's so cool. Okay. So you're basically going to get an NFT that is of a word that can be keyword searched using the AI. And so every time that the word is potentially used, you earn yield on that. And that's just one element of this. And then the other element of it is you then can go into your metaverse game, play to earn, and be making money on that. So I want to spend a moment on that. So can you kind of walk me through like that model? Like what is it about the playing the game? Like kind of walk me through like the game itself. Like what's happening in order for someone to be doing something that then earns them yield?
So absolutely. So basically all they're doing is what we want to be able to make the compendia of all human knowledge, right? And that's exactly what the data yield farming is. That means we want to know, different ways or different knowledges of how to do something in a certain domain. Let's say it's ordering pizza. Some people might say, I want a piece, I want a slice, I want a pepperoni, I want a Hawaiian. All these sentences are basically knowledges of pizza delivery and ordering pizza. Now, we need these kind of things so that AI can understand exactly what consists of ordering pizza, right? And by adding these very simple sentences as a knowledge base, you're earning money. You're going to be playing games, which what we call the first game is Quantum Noesis. And we're working with literally, the best science fiction writers out there, as well as game studios. So we want to make it so that you're not even thinking about training AI, but you're playing a simple game. Do you remember games like Damaguchi, where you're basically, growing these, dinosaurs or growing or taking care of these pets? But at the end of the day, you're, competing, you're playing with others, right? And these GameFi techniques are going to be used in training our AI data sets without, the community even needing to understand that, you're training AI. It has to be fun, right?
Absolutely, and make it engaging. And this is such a unique way to both bring gaming to a place, create data sets that are useful to other companies in training AI. Like, honestly, this is very, very unique. What kind of steered you into like understanding this was a path to go? So before the buzzwords of NFTs and metaverse
Absolutely.
and all of this came to play, like, again, you've been kind of heads down on this for almost the last 4 years now, right? So like,
Yeah.
how did y'all have the vision of like, this is where things are headed?
Right. So this all started with Josh and I creating an AI company called Mind AI. Now, Mind AI is award-winning company here in Korea with a lot of government backing. We're VC backed, so we're an equity company, right?
Yeah.
A real life company that has commercial usage. And whilst we were doing that, we realized very, very quickly that all the conglomerates out there, they're hoarding the data sets, right? And these are all centralized. And what we're saying is, in order to make artificial general intelligence, we need the power of the crowd all over the world, right? In different cultural, religious, all different sectors and domains, so that they can contribute, so that we can really securitize the data, monetize the data, and create decentralized artificial general intelligence movement, right? That's the key, because AI cannot be owned by one company or one country, because that's going to be super dangerous, right? We want it to be for all. And the only way we can do that is to put our data sets onto the blockchain so that it's owned by everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. This is important. And I think this is an important key component of this, is giving the power to all and having the ability for people to use the information so that we all can keep growing as a community, right? And why do you think, as we kind of go into this next phase of cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, et cetera, that's now allowing for more openness and transparency, as opposed to trying to just hoard and get as much cash grab and like try to bring people into their own little universes? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly it. Our team, we're not in this for the quick cash. We know, this is going to take time. We're builders. We're serial entrepreneurs. We know how to build, and we know that things take time. But we also realize that the timing is now, right? The technology, the invention of the NFTs, the GameFi space, the DeFi, all these components are melted inside Synesis One's ecosystem. And that's what makes it super, super exciting.
Oh, definitely, man. So let's just spend a quick 2 seconds on that as well. So of course you have the Canon NFT token, and then you have, I believe it's called Synesis, the SPL. Can you kind of break down both of those, and then also the marketplace that you have coming out?
Sure, absolutely. So let me talk about the dual token system, because it's designed to amplify the overall income potential for data yield farmers and yield generating NFT collectors, right? The Canon token, which is the NFT, is DeFi composable NFT, which you can earn claimable rewards on. It's keywords with AI generated digital art. So if you zoom in, it's beautifully curated. So there's a lot of factors, and you're going to love them when you see it. So please look at the teasers on our Twitter as well as our Discord channel, because it's not just your normal ape and monkeys, okay? Synesis One, the SPL, is the reward token. It powers the Synesis DAO, and it has the right to vote, okay? So that is basically the governance token. So these dual economy is very important, because you need to have the NFTs in order to play and have more earning potential. The SNS token is going to be the government's token that's going to be running the show of the Synesis DAO.
Man, it's interesting that you went for this dual system, and it's cool to see how they both play into each other, especially with the governance token and giving people an ability to kind of vote towards the future of what's going on. So I could imagine, like you said, with trying to be the Netflix of gaming, people might want to be able to control what games come out next, or what types of rewards should be going out. And now this gives them that ability to be able to go and vote on things like that, correct?
Absolutely. And that's exactly it. We don't, I mean, the team, we need to have the progressive decentralization process. But at the end of the day, we don't want to call the shots. We want the community to participate. And we want the community to help us guide the Synesis One's ecosystem to the right place, because we believe in the crowd, right? And that's the only way we can really make a decentralized universe.
Agreed. And it's a solid way to go about it. And it really is giving a lot of power back to the community that's helping build this up and gives them a voice, which a lot of people want to have. As we look at this, it's a very unique opportunity in the sense of there's a lot of different directions that the games and the data that you're starting to collect can start to be utilized. And I know you said you have a fully fleshed out roadmap as we look into 2022. What are some of the things that you think people who are learning about this should be excited about as we look at what are y'all looking to accomplish this year?
Sure, definitely. So the most recent and the most up-to-date the event that everyone should be, waiting for is our Canon NFT, the minting, the first 10,000 Aquarius collection going live, and please visit our canon.exchange because that's where all the whitelisting is happening. Now, also, after that is going to be the token generation event of the SNS. And that is going to be huge because, our community is growing. We're getting a lot of awareness from, a lot of media out there. And we have great partners. So our website it's revamping right now. So it's going to be live next week. So please visit our Discord channels, our Telegram channels, and get up-to-date information because, you don't want to miss out.
Oh, definitely. And we'll make sure to have all those links in the show notes. And I know I'm excited to hopefully get whitelisted and see what's going on with that. But as you kind of take a step back, right, you've been able to see what has been an amazing transformation from 2013 to now 2022. And the peaks, the valleys, the ups, the downs, the progress that we've made from a technological standpoint and just awareness. And I think one of the bridges that have really helped bring crypto into the mainstream and get some more adoption has been NFTs. That's why I kind of lead with why I think now is a really good time to be coming out with this because people can understand and grasp this a little bit more. Are you seeing that not just in the Western side of the world, but like everywhere in the world where people can really understand and conceptualize, here's how an NFT can get me into this space and I can use this in my day-to-day kind of environment? Or how do you think we're going to continue to see mass adoption come into this space?
I think NFT is definitely going to be the major driving force for the non-crypto people to get excited because, the NFT space and the metaverse space is blowing up, right? I don't think we've even scratched the surface on how the NFT is going to evolve. And I think the next step of the NFT is something like what Synesis One is doing with the Canon token with its utility. So it's not just going to be a simple art piece anymore. The NFTs needs to have its role. It needs to have a component of utility so that, it's more exciting, right? And that NFT is going to be allowing the non-crypto users to, be curious and start enjoying the metaverse space, enjoying and trying to understand what the blockchain is all about. And I think we're still in the embryonic stage. But 2022 is going to be a huge year. I mean, whether it's a bear market, whether it's a bull market, it's going to go up regardless, right? And it takes time and it takes a lot of projects that are real to, move the movement forward. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. I mean, it's exactly like the .com ages where only, the real projects with real substance survive. Okay. Yeah. And Synesis is one of them.
No, thank you for breaking that down. And a reoccurring theme that typically comes up in the course of a conversation, just from my end, is why people need to evaluate the long game of crypto and where things are going and the projects that are building to last, are building to be here for the next decade and so on and so forth, aren't trying to make that quick buck, are truly trying to build something incredible.
Absolutely.
those are the ones
Absolutely.
you want to be paying attention to, and the ones that have full out roadmaps and have visions of like where this is going to head. Like to make a statement like we're trying to be the Netflix of gaming, like there's a lot of steps to like make that a reality. And it sounds like you're doing the steps and making the plans and putting the infrastructure in place to actually actualize that instead of just saying something, which is in itself important.
Absolutely. And that's why I urge, your viewers as well as everyone out there to really look at the team, look at the project, read the light paper, read the white paper to actually understand what the founders and the team are thinking. Because the way we wrote our light paper, and we say it's a light paper, but it's over 50 pages. But that is the blueprint of our journey going forward. And we spent a lot of time writing that because it's not just an idea, it's literally a call to action map. And that's exactly how we're going to execute going forward.
No, that's great, man. And just one kind of question to wrap this up is, obviously you're very, very passionate as it relates to artificial intelligence and the cross between the blockchain, NFTs, and everything else. How do you think AI is going to continue to shape the future of blockchain?
Oh, wow. I mean, that's a big one because I believe that, the artificial intelligence space is growing very, very fast, as you know. But, without the proper data sets and without the backing of the community, AI is just going to be very limited to certain domains. In order for artificial general intelligence to happen, we need the help of the crowd in gathering what we call the compendia of all human knowledge. And that's the only way to do it. So we want to bring the game to the Googles of the world and say, it's not just collecting data for yourselves. The data needs to be securitized for everyone, right? So we're basically saying game on.
For sure. No, thank you for explaining that. And it's a really cool element that I haven't heard of a lot of people playing in the AI space as it relates to blockchain, NFTs, metaverse, etc. So everyone listening, make sure you go check this out. Make sure you go do your research on this. Just like you said, check out their light paper, check out their amazing team, all the things. But Paul, you dropped a lot of really good knowledge on this. I always like to wrap up with two fun questions. The first one being, with all the information you have right now, if you go back to yourself and impart wisdom back in 2017 when you first were starting to build this out, what's one to two pieces of information or advice that you would give yourself when you first got started?
Well, first of all, don't sell any Bitcoins. And
For sure.
hold on to it. And also, the next thing is, look at the project in a very, not just for the quick buck, but which team and which project you want to, be involved in for the next 5 years, because that's what you have to, really look at. Because if you want to make it big and if you want to make a lot of money, then you have to stick with the project for at least 5 years. I mean, imagine sticking with Bitcoin and Ethereum for 5 years, 5 years prior.
Yeah.
So you need to get those projects under your belt and really try to understand them. So you need to be picky about owning which token, which project. But if you decide on one, stick with it, right?
Yeah.
And go through the bear market and the bull market together, because at the end of the day, it is going to go up.
Hey, everybody go listen to that a couple times. Play the long game. Find projects that you feel very passionate about and want to be a part of, and increase your time horizon. I think too many people get into crypto and think they're going to get the quick buck, get their crypto rich and get their crypto limos and all Lambos, whatever. And it's just play, like you said, if you want to truly see maximum returns, have a hodl bag, have some portfolio that you really believe in and want to give things time to build out. And I think that's a really, really good, solid lesson. So thank you for that. But as we kind of wrap up here, Paul, what is a final thought that you want to leave with all the listeners here today?
So I want everyone to be excited about, the future of blockchain, the future of NFTs. And, like I said, choose the project that is dear to your heart, but also you need to look at the team as well as their blueprint, right? And if you believe in them, go with them, join the ride. And we're suggesting that you join us, Synesis One, because we know what we're doing and we're going to need a lot of help from our community members. So, let's do it together.
Absolutely. Great final thought. Paul, what are ways that people can connect with you and learn more about Synesis One?
Yeah, so we've got all the links and we're going to share it with you, Richard. I'm sure you have it already. So please join our Telegram, our Discord channel, our Twitter, because there are a lot of games that are coming out already so that people can participate, word search games, word puzzles. And our game roadmap is very, very solid, and you're going to have a lot of good fun and very high earning potential as well.
Awesome. Great way to earn some money while playing some games and getting some yield in other unique ways while also participating in AI. So everyone, make sure you go check that out. Paul, again, thank you so much for spending some amazing quality time with us. And for everyone listening, stay cryptocurrent.